But in another move, and that surprised me. But then another move that's also equally surprised me, and I'm giving it right to you, Mister SEC. Round 6, picks 193. Chris Rodriguez Jr. out of Kentucky. Will, what do you think?
I kind of like this. I didn't like it at the time, but I like it now. So I felt like the guy I wanted at the time was from Georgia, Kenny McIntosh.
Yep.
And some of the guys that we spoke about in our pre-draft shows were that change of pace style, the guy to be the J.D. McKissick's.
Yeah.
They went the opposite route here. They went with, okay, we got Brian Robinson. If Brian Robinson goes down, what are we going to do? We're going to go plug in a rookie to take and keep the same offense going with the same guy. All right. The other thing is they say this was EB's pick. And don't forget, the Chiefs discovered Isaiah Pacheco in the 7th round last year. Yeah. So if whatever Bieniemy's trying to do with the offense that we don't quite know right now, but he sees this guy can be a fit, I like that. Okay. They also said that they've said, well, Antonio Gibson can do the third down stuff, which getting him out on the field is never a bad thing. And if you got Gibson out there doing not just third down stuff, but also on second down, you don't know a little bit about what we're going to do on second down or third down. Whereas like when McKissick was in there, he wasn't running the ball much, so it's like, okay, it's going to be exactly. Gibson can be that new McKissick role, but also be out there before and after the play too. It's not just he's in there to pass block or catch a swing pass. It could be a part of the same dynamic. So the plays that you run on first or second down, you can run on third down because you have the same guy in there. I like Rodriguez in college. I really liked him. The only times that he wasn't being productive, in my opinion, from what I can see, is when he wasn't playing because he got hurt. I think he might have gotten suspended for a little bit.
Suspended the first 4 games this year.
Yeah, so when he wasn't playing, that was when he wasn't being productive.
That was abs, by the way.
Oh, was? Oh, okay, yeah. Excellent. It's a good point. Oh, yeah, there he goes. There he is. And I actually felt in the last couple of years, Kentucky's gotten really good. Mm-hmm. And if they were playing anywhere other than the SEC, they'd be a perennial 10-win team. That's how good they've gotten. They're churning people into the league. And a couple of years ago, they had Wan'Dale Robinson and Chris Rodriguez. I was more worried about Chris Rodriguez. Yep. Every time South Carolina played him, I was like, the key to stopping Kentucky is you have to stop Rodriguez. So I've been watching him for the last 3 years and always been impressed with him. And so I like the pick because I think essentially, he's 224 pounds. And they just said, one of the guys said, I think it might have been Mesador, was like, well, what's Washington's identity? Their identity is going to be, we're going to have guys who can pound you. Yep. And when one guy needs a break or if one guy gets hurt, we're not going to have to change the offense because of the injury. We got another guy who can come in and keep it going. So it won't surprise me next year if he's RB2. I do like the pick.
I can see it. This guy is great in short yardage situations. Red zone, 4th and short, clutch, 1 yard, 2 yard, where we absolutely need it. He is great in that, okay? One of those things, hard to bring down, hard-nosed guy, very decisive, one cut, get up the field and go. That I love. Everybody looks back at the year that he had, not this past year, but the year 2 years ago, where he had over like 1,300 rushing yards, 11 touchdowns. And I believe a lot of the hype and a lot of the attention that Will Levis got was because that running game was solid last year. In fact, this year he only had 900, and I think 3 years ago he had like 700, but he's getting 8, 9, 10 touchdowns a year. And hey, it's a bruiser. And you're absolutely right, because we've given Brian Robinson a whole workload. We put it all on his back. And towards the end of the year, we talked about he was run down. Mm-hmm. We need a guy that's going to come in and be that bruiser who's going to be what Jonathan Williams was for us, but more. Better. You know what I mean? Yeah, better. Somewhere we can bring him in and you're just consistently feeding him the rock up the middle, boom, up, go around the side, whatever we need. He's not going to be that guy out of the backfield. He's not going to be, a serious threat in the passing game, but we have Gibson for that. We have Ryan Robinson who can also do that. But if you need those yards, if you need to sit there and get it in the tough nose stuff, he's our guy. And
he might be the new Peyton Barber.
Can it be?
Get that first down. We only need a yard. You'll wiggle your way through.
Just get in. That's all we need. All right, come on back out.
Right.
So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm interested to see what he's bringing to the table. I know I keep saying that. I'm excited about it, and I'm interested to see what he brings to the table. But at this point, that's what we're looking at, because just like we didn't know fully before the draft, now it's good to put these guys in these positions. But at the same time, let's see how they fit in the scheme. Let's see how they get, and let's see if they got to make it to the season. Because as we've seen, Brian Robinson, we were super excited about him. Unfortunately, that incident where he got shot. But then that's 4 or 5 games earlier in that year that you think, well, shoot, if we had him, maybe we don't go 1-4. Maybe we're 2-3 or 3. Maybe we're something better. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I like it. I like it. I know how you feel. I'm surprised what you said because you've seen him up close and personal. But he is a solid back, and we've seen those first 4 games this year. Will Levis didn't look that great, and he didn't have Rodriguez running the ball. So, so there is that pick.